Prior to rotation, everyone claimed that Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX would be the best deck in format. Now that rotation has actually happened, not so much. Don't get me wrong, it's still great, but Shadow Rider and Dragapult are two of the top decks right now, and they absolutely wreck Urshifu. So, the Big Bear definitely needed a makeover, and it added Galarian Moltres V to one-shot those Psychic VMAXs. With Dire Flame Wings, you can attach a Darkness Energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon, so you can attach to it turn 1 with the Darkness Energy, Dire Flame Wings, and then on turn 2, you're swinging for a whole bunch of damage. As for the Urshifu, Gmax Rapid Flow can deal up to 180 damage to 2 bench Pokemon V thanks to Passimian and Telescopic Sight, and you can easily build a bear back up with Moltres and Energy Switch. This deck requires both math and strategy, so you know what that means. And it's looking like game 1 is against Dragapult. I think, yeah. It's always the case. You just start Sobble, and that way your opponent has no idea what they're playing against, but I am running the Rapid Strike sleeves and deck box. And Eevee, come on. We all knew this would happen. They get Dragapult V turn 1 and Horror Psychic Energy, a card you cannot search for in that deck, and they just have it. So is it worth it for Tower of Waters? I think so. But that's just, it's hilarious. Every time I face Dragapult, they always just have it like that, and I don't even have a Big Bear. So it's not really worth doing anything. They're probably going to Zigzagoon, knock out a Sobble. And apparently by clicking on do an ad, Twitch got very mad at me, and it's doing this really weird countdown timer for 6 minutes. So I think you have to wait like 10 minutes into a stream before you can run an ad. Oh, and they're just going after that Passimian. So there's Escape Rope. I don't want to do that. They have nothing going on in their hand, but they could easily just top deck an Evolution Incense or a Drizzile or a Level Ball or literally anything. I could use Fling, but that would be a terrible idea. And I don't play Ordinary Rod, so I can't bring back this Passimian when it goes down. I guess. Oh, and I prize my Energy Search. Just wonderful. So I think I just have to get Crobat and draw some cards. I do have Crobat, I have Urshifu, I have Moltres. You know, I'm going to have a triple Drizz. Oh no, they put Path to the Peak down. I didn't see that they bumped the stadium. So that is bad. I can get a bear and just hope that they don't have anything good. And my supporter for next turn is Research. So, I mean, is there anything I don't need? I kind of need all these cards. You know, Cheryl's going to be very important because I can heal all the damage off my Sobble. So I think I just Quick Ball away the Quick Ball because, you know, I could have used Tower of Waters. Maybe that is what I do. Maybe I just grab a Tower of Waters. And hey Josh, how's it going? Thanks for the follow. If you redeem your 300 channel points, you can get a free code. Steam Siege? Alright. So I think I do go with the Crobat play. Even though it locks me out of having a Moltres this turn, I think I just go for the Crobat play. Now the question is, do I get rid of the Research? Research would be a great supporter next turn. But I can draw 6 cards with Crobat, and I need to get an energy attachment this turn. I guess I could just go with Moltres, because they can't really do anything against it. And the bear is weak to Psychic. So is it really worth it to go for the Rapid Striker? You know what? Let's just go for Moltres. There's a reason it's in the deck. It's for this specific matchup. Let's see if we can do it. If I can get a Quick Ball, Darkness Energy, that would be Oh, PTCGO. Why do you hurt me like this? Okay, well, that's a pass, and I'll send you the Steam Siege pack. Hopefully you get something good from the pack, Josh. Yeah, Moltres is definitely why, or Dragapult is why Moltres is in the deck. Same with Shadow Rider, but I'm drawing 0 energy this matchup, so I'm pretty much out of the game already, which is crazy. And don't forget that Crobat can also attack. It's not going to be a great attack, but it can attack. And Cheryl could be something. You never know. Spicy Cheryl. Man, if I had Energy Search or something, I would be in such a great position, and they peaked me, so I can't even use that. If I put the Crobat up front, that's not great. I can't use Dire Flame Wings, but I mean, maybe I top deck to Darkness Energy. Boom. That's a boom right there. So if I research away this Moltres, I lock myself out of anything good. So I think I just research, hope for my Stadium. I got my Stadium, perfect, so I can take a knockout on this Dragapult, and that might even just be game. Even though this is my last Stadium. Tower of Waters. I don't think Cheryl would make sense right here. I think just Boss's Orders, because I mean, they could take a knockout on my Moltres because I'm doing 30 damage to myself. I'm taking 40. Well, they don't really have a whole lot going on, so. But that top deck of the Darkness Energy was huge. So I will put. I mean, do I just want to hit a Sobble? Because I can knock out a Dragapult at any point. So I guess I just put some damage on that Sobble, I put more damage on the other Sobble, and just sort of split the difference. So if they leave one of these Sobbles exposed, I can just knock it out. But I don't think this list plays Scoop Up Net. I think I remember cutting that out of the deck. Oh, and they just gave me the victory. So that is exactly why Moltres is in the deck, is for the Dragapult matchup. They had not the best start in the world, obviously, but neither did I. I had a horrible start. I didn't get energy until that research, basically, and I had to put a fighting energy on my Moltres. So that's why Moltres is in the deck. Before Moltres, this deck had a really rough time against Dragapult and Shadow Rider. You put 2 Moltres in the deck, suddenly it sings. Alright, definitely going first. You always want that turn 1 energy attachment and the ability to have a VMAX on turn 2. But of course, I top decked a Sobble. Or sorry, I have to start a Sobble. The cool thing is, with Energy Switch and Moltres in this deck, attaching to a Sobble, at least attaching a basic energy to a Sobble, is not the worst thing in the world. It's having to attach a Rapid Strike energy. No surprise here, Sobble versus Sobble start. And if it's a mirror match, that would be fun, but I'm guessing water energy, so it's probably Ice Rider. Hey, JokerCon. And they're just going to keep calling. So I guess I just Marnie them because they probably have a really heavy Drizzile line. There's Tower of Waters. That helps them, I think, more than it helps me right now, because I will need to bump their path of the peak at some point. But I think it makes sense to just Marnie. I don't think I attach that energy. I don't think I do that. Maybe I do, because then I can retreat, and I have Energy Switch, and I can get Moltres. But the question is, do I want to use Moltres this game? I don't think so. And I'm actually playing Rapid Strike Urshifu. So no Dragapult today. It's the bear. So I will bench, do that. I think retreat and just tell them basically, you know, I'm hitting you with the Moltres next turn. You know, they can one-shot my Moltres regardless of whether this is Suicune or Ice Rider. Doesn't really matter which one it is. Moltres is pretty much just going to get one-shot anyway. It's just building up a bear on the bench. You know, I want to build a bear and everything should be fine. It would have been nice to be able to use my own Keep Calling to fill up my bench with Sobble. But I think I should be okay. And there's the Ice Rider. So they're not doing anything this turn. I don't think they're gonna, they attach to it. So yeah, there's not gonna be any Suicune, Melanie shenanigans. Go ahead and put 40 damage on my Moltres, I don't care. Go ahead. I mean, you can't really do a whole lot. They had to manually retreat, and that's annoying. But I don't need my abilities quite yet. Don't top active supporter, perfect. Let's grab a Sobble. So I want them to bench another multi-prizer. That would be perfect. And I don't have an energy. Wonderful. And I don't have an Evolution Incense. Even more wonderful. Guess I just try and see if I have Crobat. I don't have Crobat, so I can't draw any more cards. So this is just, this is bad. You know, I prize my Crobat. I don't have Evolution Incense to get the other Inteleon to do anything. Okay, so they have 4 cards in their hand. They just need an Ice Rider VMAX to take a knockout on my Moltres. So I think it makes sense to just Energy Switch the energy back to my Urshifu. Keep the hand. Quick shooting, I guess the Ice Rider. So this is a very underwhelming turn. All I needed was an energy. Obviously the deck doesn't play a lot, but I figured I'd at least get my Inteleon or an energy search or something, or at least Crobat wouldn't be prized, but it's the rule of Pokemon. The exact card you need in the exact situation is always prized. And so they're down 2 Inteleon. That is perfect. They probably only play 3, so they probably have 1 quick shooting left. I can just ping these Sobbles all day long, but they're going to have, you know, Drizziles all day long. So I think we're riding the Drizzile train right now. They're just going to Level Ball Drizz, Level Ball Drizz, Level Ball Drizz. Probably get a Quick Ball at some point for a Suicune. But I think against Rapid Strike Urshifu, I think the best bet for Ice Rider is just go 2 Ice Rider strong. Don't risk the Suicune because you don't play Cape of Toughness in this build. So just go hard with your Ice Riders. But they had to discard 2 Inteleon, and that's a bit rough because they want to be able to fix the math against my Urshifu, because Urshifu has 330 hit points. Most VMAXs, you know, you're about 320. And yep, we're still riding that Drizzile train. Takes about a minute to do it. It's not exciting. I do question that line of play just because they had to discard their Shady Dealings Inteleon. So unless they have an Ordinary Rod, they are locked out. Okay, the Scoop Up Net. Okay, perfect. Good. I was worried that they just over Drizziled. And that is a thing that can happen. And yeah, they're going for the Ice Rider Calyrex V. They're playing this very smart. They're going to force me to take some big knockouts against the VMAX. So there goes 2 energy. I just go up with my Urshifu. And hope for the best. So I need a VMAX, that is for sure. That's operation number 1. Bosses does not help me at all. Does Escape Rope help me though? That is the question. Escape Rope could really... It could buy me another turn if they can't find something. because I want to do as much damage to the active as possible. And this way, if I want to use Gale Thrust, I also have that option. And the reason I'm sending the Inteleon up front is because Inteleon's a Rapid Striker, Drizzile is not. So if I send up a Sobble and evolve it into a Drizzile, I would not have that line of play. And right now I can do massive damage to their 2-bench Pokemon if everything works out here. I could go for Raihan. That would guarantee me what I need, but it would only guarantee me the Rapid Strike energy, and I don't think that advances my position as well as I want it to. And I also have Drizziles at my disposal, and Passimian, it did show up. Good. Passimian did show up. So I'll go grab Passimian. Hopefully I can find my Telescopic Sight, because that is not prized. I did prize a Rapid Strike energy. That is a huge concern with this deck all the time. But let's research. I didn't even get... So I have to use Gale Thrust. That's all there is to it. I have to use Gale Thrust. So Shady Dealings. I can get another Moltres just to have that, or I could go for another Bear. So I think what I do is I just go for the Energy Search, get a Fighting Energy. Please tell me I didn't prize my 1 Fighting Energy. Good. I saw some builds that were playing 4 Rapid Strike and 6 Darkness and no Fighting. I'm not taking that chance. I'm not that crazy. You'll find yourself in these positions where you have to use Gale Thrust. So now the question becomes, do I Quick Ball for a Moltres and potentially have that attack? I don't really want to lose Boss's orders. So I guess I'll just ditch the Evolution Incense. Do I want to Gmash Rapid Flow twice is the question here. Because I can attach Raihan. I think that's what I'm doing. Because I have the Shady Dealings in Inteleon, so I can pretty much get whatever I need next turn. Let's do that. Quick Shooting... This guy, Gale Thrust, they can't take a knockout. I'm knocking out one of their Drizziles. If I just get an energy off the prizes, or there we go. It's not quite what I wanted. I just wanted a basic energy, but I'll take the Rapid Strike. You tried to make Dragapult? Yeah, it's definitely going up in price. But you only need 3 VMAX, which is good. You can make it work with 3 VMAX and maybe even 3V. But usually the rule of thumb with VMAX decks is 4V, 3 VMAX. That's usually the best spread. 4-4 is in, it's in decks that really need to guarantee that VMAX. Like Victini VMAX, you want to play a 4-4. But most of the other ones you can get by with 4-3. And did they use an Ordinary Rod, or they're playing 2 Shady Dealings in Inteleon? You don't see that very much. That is some spice right there. And I think because I just absolutely whiffed that one turn, I might be too far behind. But I think what I might do is, they did Path to the Peak. There's a Rapid Strike energy. That's perfect. I have the Inteleon. So I think I go for Telescopic Sight. I have the boss's orders. I think Telescopic Sight and... what's their Marnie count? Okay, well they'll have to... So predicting the future, they're going to have to Melanie next turn to do anything. So I think I just grab the Raihan. Either Raihan or Cheryl. That would be what I go with. I think Raihan makes more sense because I want to keep Cheryl a secret. And if they do Marnie me, then I have the Cheryl potentially for next turn. So Telescopic Sight. I will unfortunately have to do that. I want to... I think I want to pull up this guy, because if for some reason they're playing the Tower of Waters, or if I have to put the Tower of Waters into play for whatever reason, then I think I want that in the active, and I can always just knock it out later. Because Gale Thrust does 150. I know I'm short on this Inteleon, but I can just quit shooting. So Gmax Rapid Flow. I think I just hit the two big guys, right? Because I can't risk them having a scoop up net, so I have to hit the two big guys. And so now I'm just a Gmax Rapid Flow away from basically winning the game, as long as this isn't in the active, but I have the quick shooting. So I should be good to go. They have to Melanie this turn to be able to launch an attack that's meaningful. They can't scoop up their dudes. They don't play Cheryl. And there's the Melanie, so that's fine. They got the Air Balloon. They just had everything. So I need Raihan, Rapid Strike Energy, Quick Shooting. So yeah, that's game. Because I can Raihan for the Darkness Energy and get myself a Rapid Strike VMAX. So I just have it like that, right? If I'm wrong, please correct me. But this is why Raihan is so great. So there's the Rapid Strike Energy. I Raihan the fighting to the active. I get myself a VMAX. Do that. I quick shooting this guy. Gmax Rapid Flow, the active and the benched. 6 prize turn. Boom. This is why the deck is still really good. You play the Moltres to cover your weaknesses, and you leave the rest up to the big bear. So that was a 6 prize turn. I didn't even need to knock out a 1 prizer earlier in the game. You're seeing why people thought this would be such an insane deck. It stumbled a little bit because of the just crazy amount of psychic decks. But that was a good win. It's why Rapid Strike Urshifu can be so good. Raihan just makes it insane. You play the Moltres with Energy Switch for more insane plays. Raihan is great. The only downside is, how are you going to find your Rapid Strike Energy? This is the only card you can use to find it, and you're only going to use it once in a game. So the one downside is, how do you find your Rapid Strike Energy? Well, you can't play Artillery because that's just more craziness that you don't want to have in your deck. But when the deck works, it works. I haven't had a single losing deck since I started with post-rotation. They've all been winners, but I was very nervous about Urshifu. And I was kind of right. This deck is not performing amazingly. But I think we just do the usual. Just put the Sobble up front and hope for the best. So this is Calyrex and Alcremie. Good news is I'm going first. Bad news is no energy attachment. Worst news, I don't even have a Drizzile for next turn. So I just put the telescopic sight down. Boss's orders probably not going to be important, and I have to draw 2 cards. There's no way around it. I have to draw 2 cards and hope for something. Well, I got a Marnie. That's something. So we are in serious danger of having the first losing deck. But they started Crobat, so I can knock that out next turn if they can't retreat it and do anything. I would be able to Gale Thrust it. But judging by the fact they went straight for the Cresselia, yeah, they just have it like that. Oh, okay, they have the switch. Let me guess, Marnie. Why did I even bench the Crobat? You always know it's going to be Marnie. Okay, that is good. I can't actually retreat the Sobble, though, if I evolve it into Drizzile. Okay, so they just went hard on that guy. That's fine. There's Tower of Waters, so perfect top deck. I'm not going to be bad, so I have to remember, evolve into that first. Retreat directly into it. Because I'm knocking it out, maybe they just don't have it like that. So I'll go for the research. With the Drizzile, I will have Moltres' ability. Things could work out here. This is why you play Moltres. You play it for the chance to have a chance against Dragapult and Shadow Rider. But that Crobat was just a complete waste. Alright, so we're going to have another Sobble. Dire Flame Wings for sure. Put that Sobble down. So if I Gale Thrust, I don't think I want to have another Rapid Strike Urshifu down this game. And I do want to have another energy in my discard in case I have to Raihan next turn. So the question becomes, I prize my other Moltres. That is... Oh, would you expect anything less? Okay. Oh, no, I didn't. I have it right there. Whoops. Okay. Pay no mind. All right. Okay. So do I go for Sobble or Moltres? That is the question. If I get Sobble, I have more consistency, but, you know, this game's going to come down to Moltres in the end anyway. Put that down. Take a knockout. Maybe I can G-Max Rapid Flow. That would be absolutely amazing. I have 2 Evolution Incense. I have an energy in the discard pile. They're probably not playing Path to the Peak. You know, obviously I'm going to say that and then they'll throw it down. But in order to knock out my Urshifu, they would need... Would 5 do it? They'd have 160. They'd be 10 damage short. Because it's... Oh no, it's 30... Yeah, they'd be able to do 320 if they accelerate an energy into play. So if you're not playing the Moltres, Shadow Rider does not concede right now if it just whiffs. Shadow Rider would be like, you know what, I have the weakness advantage, you're gonna have to put two VMAXs into play. But right now my opponent's probably contemplating, yeah, I was gonna say they're probably contemplating just giving up. But they're gonna push it. I'm gonna get my Drizzile, I'm going to Air Balloon, I'm going to potentially... Okay, that is good. So now I can just get Energy Search. So Drizzile, I think Energy Search would be the right thing. Because I want to attack with Moltres. If I take a knockout with Moltres this turn, they're just going to concede. Like that's what it is. They're going to concede because they don't have a backup Shadow Rider. I just Dire Flame Wings to the active, Energy Search for a Darkness Energy, Energy Switch to the active. Didn't even need to move this guy out of the active and I'm taking a knockout. That's insane. And are they going to concede? They are not. Okay, so they're sticking it through. But it's the same thing with the Dragapult game. This is why you play Moltres. You know, Rapid Strike Urshifu has a good matchup against a lot of decks because of G-Max Rapid Flow, and the decks it has a bad matchup against, you play the Moltres. So you sort of cover all your bases. I won the coin flip. Going first has not been treating me that well in terms of starts, but maybe I'll just go off and have an amazing start. I will take this. I definitely want to keep the bear in the back because of Gale Thrust. No, it's a shame that people aren't really playing Crobat anymore because Urshifu wants to face as many Crobats as possible. And there's Jolteon. All right, we're feasting on that Jolteon. There's nothing they can do right now. So as long as I limit my bench, I'll be fine. They're weak to fighting. I can just Gale Thrust all day long. I don't think they do anything spicy with energy. Yes, they'll be able to do 100, 100. Oh, don't worry about it, Evie. I have enough for the 1K pack opening. I just need to redeem a lot of packs. The thing, I'm just waiting for, maybe when I get to 1,000 followers on Twitch, or maybe I'm just waiting for Fusion Strike. I'm at least going to wait until celebrations, because I think with Fusion Strike, that's 10 like real sets for Sword and Shield. So if I open 100 of each, obviously I think it's 11 because of Shining Fates. So there were 6 this year, 5 last year. But I mean, Champion's Path and Celebrations aren't going to be that much fun to open because they're such small sets. So maybe like 50 each. Well, they have completely destroyed me. I will knock out that Snorlax though. I'll happily take that. This should have been a free matchup. Should have been a free matchup. Is it worth putting the Sobbles down? It would put me in a game-losing scenario because they can just snipe the Passimian. I think I just put one Sobble down, and then I don't put any more Sobble into play. Please give me a supporter. Okay, well I can G-Max Rapid Flow, but that does not fill me with confidence. Yeah, I'm just running through ideas for my 1K pack opening. Previously, it was just name what you want and I'll give it to you, but I think because I'll be doing the pack opening live on Twitch, it'll be like, I'll pick somebody every set and they get to pick whatever card I open that they want, and then for YouTube, whatever's left they can get. And I should have put the other Sobble down. Well, there's Crobat. It looks like I'm just so it's not a game-losing scenario to bench this Sobble anymore. I'm just going to put the Crobat into play. Hope I get any energy. That's fine. Let's G-Max Rapid Flow. I think I almost knock out this Jolteon if I had the Telescopic Sight, but I don't. So just G-Max Rapid Flow. Boom, boom. Ooh, what if I go for... What if I take out their Zigzagoon or something? Then their life gets a little bit tougher. But if I hit the Jolteon, then it's got 150 left, and if they evolve it, I win. So I think I win, actually. As crazy as this is, I think I just beat Jolteon. Because I took that quick knockout on the Snorlax. They can only do 100 damage. They don't have anything crazy. As long as they don't put Path to the Peak down, I win. And obviously if they Marnie me. But even if they do all that, I can still Gale Thrust and knock out the active, which is a thing. But, maybe I should have gone for the Minccino, but I was just thinking, this Jolteon, I can knock that out. Perfect. So it doesn't really matter if they... Okay, there's the Marnie. Well, I am out of my perfect hand. And as long as they don't target my Sobble, I still have a chance. Or if I just get a supporter, there's Raihan. That's game. Because I attached the... That is hilarious. Raihan, I had nothing this entire game, and Raihan just wins it for me. That is, Jolteon... Yeah, is Jolteon becoming a tier 1 deck has really helped Rapid Strike Urshifu because it's weak to fighting. There's not a lot of decks that are weak to fighting. Jolteon just rose because of Suicune and all those Inteleon, and another Sex Prize turn for the G-Max Rapid Flow deck. And unfortunately we can't see their list, but I did over 1,000 damage. That's pretty good for a day's work, right? I'm winning so many coin flips, I don't know what to do with all these coins. Okay, so I have the Rapid Strike Energy, I have the Urshifu, I have the Drizzile. Is it worth exposing the Sobble? Because if this Sobble goes down, I think I just lose, which is hilarious. So yeah, the Moltres will just go up front. I have to protect the Sobble. I can't risk it. Yeah, I can't risk a Suicune play, which is, I think that's just hilarious. So they'll probably Marnie me because that's what they always do. But if I put that Sobble up front and they get energy in the discard and then Melanie attach and Sobble's down, I don't have anything to do next turn. So I think that was the smart play. And Licky Licky GX, thanks for the follow. Unfortunately, Licky Licky never got a GX. And it's just attach pass. Perfect. I think for sure I bench the other one. I don't put the other Moltres down. I definitely Escape Rope. I definitely Drizzile. And then I guess Research. Is Research the smarter play here? Or Marnie? I mean, I'm knocking out their Sobble. So Research, I'm knocking out the Sobble. They won't have a Drizzile. They won't have an energy in the discard. So I think just Escape Rope, knock out the Sobble, and so I'm doing to them what I was afraid of them doing to me. I even have the Gmax Rapid Flow if I want it, which is crazy. So I will do that to get myself a Sobble. Oh, I prize some Sobble. I don't put the Tower of Waters into play. I do attach this fighting energy to Urshifu. I do Dire Flame Wings. And yeah, just Gale Thrust. So I think, unless they have a crazy hand, I think that's it. And Crimson Invasion it is. Yeah, Licky Licky, I mean, there was the crazy Licked card that worked really well with Welder for a little bit. But Licky Licky doesn't get enough love in the TCG, that's for sure. And if you're watching right now and you're not following, if you click that follow button, I will hit 100 followers and everyone watching will get a free random pack and you will be a hero amongst everyone watching. So I'm one follower away from 100. If you get me there, everyone gets a free random pack. And this is going to be fun. I can even Cheryl if I want to. I think it's worth it to save Cheryl for later. But I will energy switch up to the active. This is just rocking and rolling here. This is crazy. I can, let's just Marnie. Or I could go bring up the Sobble and hit the two bench dudes. No, let's just Marnie. I already have a backup Urshifu. And that, not the best Marnie in the world. Sure, let's let the Sobble go down. I will quit shooting. I should probably quit shooting their Sobble, right? But if I hit into this, that doesn't make sense. No, I'll go for the Suicune. So I will Gmax Rapid Flow, the Suicune and the Sobble. I go down to 4 prizes. That fixes my math. They don't have a Drizzile if they have a dead hand. Yes, I'm out of energy on the active, but that's fine because they just need to fill up their bench and they can knock it out. I'm okay with that. There's Lotad. I can knock that out. Easy peasy. Whatever the opposite of easy peasy is, that is what'll happen now. So obviously Lotad is an issue, but I can just Gmax Rapid Flow. I have a Drizzile for an Evolution Incense. I have Tower of Waters. I can literally do whatever I want. They would have to put down 3 Lotad. This deck is not playing 3 Lotad. So I don't even mess around at this point. I just get my Urshifu VMAX, I Rapid Flow the 2 Lotad, and then this Suicune with 90 health left is the only Pokemon I need to worry about. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to go straight into the VMAX. And I just have the Evolution Incense. When things go this well, you're going to win every game. So both Lotad are going down. They can't knock out my VMAX. I will Level Ball for a Drizzile. Hey Crius, how's it going? So Drizzile, I don't even know what I want. I guess just Marnie, sure. I could go for Cheryl, which would be hilarious, but we'll just go for Marnie. So I'll save the Air Balloon. Tower of Waters. Tower of Waters definitely goes down. Dire Flame Wings. Marnie. And then I just put more damage on that Suicune. Oh, that is interesting. I think just more damage on the Suicune in case they put the Cape of Toughness on it. Gmax Rapid Flow, the 2 Lotad. Back home from the grocery store? Well, hopefully you get to make something good. So I don't see a way for my opponent to win because I have the Moltres. That is close to just taking a knockout. The Urshifu, yeah, this is expected. I'm not surprised by any of this, that's for sure. But that's really, if you're playing Rapid Strike Urshifu against Suicune, just make sure they can't get any Lotads into their Ludicolo's and you're fine. And retreating to the bench is actually not a safe spot for that Suicune, believe it or not. Because with Telescopic Sight and Passimian, that can do 60 extra damage, so I can deal 180 damage to a benched V, which is crazy. The thing is, I do have to do something kind of good this turn. I can take the knockout with Suicune, but I think the odds are highest that I will be able to find a Rapid Strike energy. So I'll just Energy Switch to the active. I will check after the game, Crius. So there's Blizzard Rondo. They can knock that out for game next turn. There's the Darkness Energy. I could I Gale Thrust? No, I would need a way to discard this. And I need Escape Rope. Do I have Escape Rope? I've used Escape Rope. So there is a chance that I lose this game, which is funny in a sad kind of way. But I have 2 Rapid Strike Energy. I mean, if I could get a Quick Ball, I would have just played that and won the game. So it really just comes down to this Marnie. Because I need to attach the Rapid Strike Energy. That will go to you. Okay. Fingers crossed, everybody. And I need to leave that bench spot open for Crobat in case I need Crobat. Fingers crossed. Just need a Rapid Strike Energy. There it is. That's game. Suicune who, right? Who even cares, right? And I can even do 180 damage to that thing. Let's just be safe. I won't be greedy. I didn't even knock out a single Suicune that game, and I won. I have Gmax Rapid Flow 3 turns in a row. You should not be able to do that. That should not be allowed. You should not be allowed to Gmax Rapid Flow 3 games in a row, or 3 turns in a row. But with Galarian Moltres, that's just what you can do. With Energy Switch, with the right attachments, the deck is crazy. Maybe I miscounted, maybe I did it twice, but Gmax Rapid Flow, comboing with Moltres, it's such a powerful combo, being able to Energy Switch the energy on, Rapid Flow, turns in a row. The Urshifu deck still has its weaknesses. It's weak to Psychic. If you prize your Moltres, you're just going to basically lose unless you max Rapid Flow well enough. But I think the potential is there, especially with Jolteon rising up in the ranks. So if Jolteon gets better, Urshifu gets better as a result. If the Psychic decks get better, then You just have to hope they aren't playing Path to the Peach so you can power up your Moltres. But Urshifu is good. It's not the top of the decks, but it's pretty good.